So it's been a while, and there was a reason. So, not sorry. I just basically didn't want to make another video about how I'm struggling and how everything's kind of shitty, and I don't have time, and I don't have appropriate uh, professional help here, and all the weight's on my shoulders, and I gotta keep pushing through all my barriers and maintain my awareness and blah 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 blah. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna post another video until I've started back on the upward trend. And as of this week, I think that is happening. So however long that was since my last video, maybe it was around my birthday? No, it can't have been that long. I mean, what? It's been a month? Maybe longer? That's how long it took. That's how long it takes. Every day, just keep trying. The amount of effort that I have to put into monitoring myself means I can't put that amount of effort into what I'm trying to do, and then I'm trying to manage my physical pain levels, and I'm not getting enough sleep, and my sleep is always broken, and constantly slipping out of routines and trying to create new routines, and I lack motivation and all this stuff, right? So all this is going on, and of course, you get into these ruts and you think, man, you remember when we were on medication and nothing mattered, and there was no noise, and everything was just nothing, how easy it was. And so since I'd had that meeting with the psychologist, and I put all the weight of the responsibility, and I mean, only having psychology every 5 to 6 weeks, one, that's really difficult time frame to have a break in between. Two, the guy is not qualified. Like, really not qualified for me. I mean, yeah, he's been dealing with basic domestic stuff, not proper mental illness. So I started contemplating on whether I should be going back on medication, whether that's something that I need to actually consider. And as I was going through that process, an in-depth interview, article, podcast came onto my radar about a case in Australia where a schizophrenic guy who was medicated, been medicated for years, had a partner and a child, and the family was very supportive of him, and he had his processes of medications, and as time would progress, he would have to get his medications altered. And by altered, I mean increased, because you build up a tolerance and they stop working. He'd moved on to the long-lasting injections, of medication. And as he regularly did, he recognized that, these were starting not to have as effect as they should. And so he went to go put himself into the clinic to get readjusted. Someone at the clinic, because the health service here is so under demand, doesn't do their job properly. They don't realize that he is on the long-lasting injection medications, and they start giving him oral medication, right? It starts taking effect because the total medication levels in his blood have increased while he's in the clinic. They release him from the clinic, so he now goes back out on the street with only this oral medication, not the injections. The injections wears off. He's only got his own medications. Now he's actually on less medication than he ever was. Within 2 weeks of being released, he has stabbed his 5-year-old son to death. Now, the reason why this was in the news and why there was a whole report on it was he was just found not guilty. Which is great, but at the same time, that doesn't fucking change anything, right? This guy now has to live with the fact that he killed his own son. And by all reports, he's a real loving, caring partner and father. Now, apparently the news report says that he's fully supported by his family. But, his partner surely can't be with the person that stabbed her child. Anyway, the point of this that I'm telling you is that I just had this overwhelming wave of relief in my decision to take the fucking hard road of not being medicated. Right? I'm not putting my life, my reality, my everything that, you are only your experiences, how you interpretate everything that's going on in here is totally how you perceive reality. That is literally everything. So I am not putting everything into the hands of a stranger who has potentially hundreds or thousands of everyone's everythings in his hands. And he's on a time pressure crunch, and that's just his job. That's just what he does to make money. I feel really good about that. Anyway, other interesting things that are going on. I've started a holistic decision-making course with a guy called Dan Palmer. It's very interesting. Creating your holistic contexts or evolving context, and how you can relate it to yourself, and you can relate it to your business or your projects or your family or your household. And I get triggered by this shit. This academic language. It's this whole thing is about being able to communicate clearly and concisely. Concisely, is that the appropriate word? I don't know. But accurately, but the language that you have to use, apparently, to do this, you almost have to do a course on how to understand the language that you're using. I don't have that vocabulary, man. This flowery academic language, hippy dippy shit. It's like, how does that doesn't, okay, that helps me as the individual be able to clarify it to myself after going through this whole word process and realizing what that now means and how I am using it in this particular context. But anyone else looking at it is like, what the fuck is this guy going about? Why is he talking like this? No one talks like this. And I mean, academics, they get hard over this stuff, man. They're like, oh yeah, that, we're just gonna change this one. Oh wow, that changes the whole fucking thing. And you're just like, dude, that's your perception of it. That's your, like, how you relate to it. That doesn't mean that that's how everyone else relates to it. But of course, that's just me being a judgmental asshole. And it is pretty cool stuff. But at the same time, like I said, I just get triggered. Anyway. What else has happened? My elbow doesn't elbow. Too much working. I tore some muscles in my arms and chest from doing plumbing. That's healing. I just keep working. I just keep all at the constant same pain pressure. Maybe I don't make as many videos because I don't have psychology that often, and I'm not looking inwards. Anyway, I do a lot of work. I don't make money, but I do a lot of work. I should make more of these. You know, this should be like my and I mean, I do record more videos. I just don't post them. Now I'm recording this for the specific reason of posting it. I'm thinking about starting another channel. Where did you come from? I'm thinking about starting another channel of what's happening here, what I'm doing here, how I don't know what I'm doing, how I'm figuring it out, and just documenting the process, and I don't know, see what comes. Bit of a journey into permaculture or something, I don't know. But, you know, at the same time, it's not really, I haven't been here in a while. You know, I have to remind, like, I have to remind myself that this is nice. Right? It's nice. It's nice. Look at the sunlight on the leaves and the green, and it's all going to be brown soon, and it's going to be hot. But that's not now. Now it's cold, damp. Indigo is coming up. Indigo? What's indigo, you say? Come with me on a journey of discovery. Here's a little one, but we'll take you to a big one. This is, snakes? No? No. Let's hope not. This is indigo. Purple, yay! It's you could make blue dye, indigo blue, from the leaves. Anyway, it's a native plant. Fixes nitrogen in the soil. Does some cool stuff. Oh, I did start back into the sexual world, which is interesting. There's a lot of crazy ass paranoia that comes with having a sexual relationship again. I'm always convinced that women want more than I want to give, and I always want to end it before it even starts. But I mean, that's healthy. It's healthy. It's a good sign, I think, isn't it? Is it? I think it is. Build a water tank. Da-da! I didn't build it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it did the base. I dig holes. I put stuff in the holes, and then I bury it, and no one sees what I've done because it's all in the ground. Very disheartening. Yes, I know the sun is in your face. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I think I'm not conscious, right? I'm not present. I have no idea what the fuck I just talked about for the last goddamn 20 minutes. France. Sometimes. Oh yeah, I don't exist. I don't exist in the present. Maybe we save that for another video.